I'm on my way to Tbilisi, the capital city of Georgia, about to begin a 5-day journey that will take me from the city to some of the most breathtaking mountains I've ever seen, all in search of a very special, very rare bird. Before I could head to the mountains, I took some time to explore this amazing, historically rich, architecturally stunning city of cobblestone and sheer cliff that is the capital of this beautiful little country in the Caucasus. It's October, and in the National Botanical Gardens, the sun is soft, warm, and casts a patchwork of delicate shadows on the ground. Often mistaken for a honeybee, this dronefly is a common resident of autumnal urban gardens like this one, and is found in all corners of the world outside of Antarctica. The gardens, hidden from the world in a gorge on the Solalaki foothills, are a lush, secret paradise, an urban oasis that feels far away from all things, nestled in the rocky crags that tower over the old city. Following the small river, it felt like walking through a dream. Even the colors of the leaves under the mid-October sun are as if they had been painted into reality. Towards the main entrance of the valley, the river cascades over the cliffs as it rushes into the Mythkvari, the Kuro River, the largest in the Caucasus, eventually flowing into the Caspian Sea some 300 miles away. But for me, this garden was the perfect place to pause, relax, and play my guitar before making a journey of my own up the Jvari Pass tomorrow. Upon arriving in the Kazbegi region, at the small town of Stepantsminda, I had a small but steep hike up to the village of Gergeti, where I would be staying for the next couple of days. It was tiring, but it was nothing compared to what was to come tomorrow. In the early morning of the following day, I set off up the steep climb towards a church on the hill and Mount Kazbek beyond. It was cold, and the sun had not yet risen over the steep horizon. But I was not alone. Guiding me up the trail, my new mountain companion made the climb look easy, patiently waiting for me at every bend, silently judging my ineptitude. But with the peak of Mount Kazbek gleaming in the sunlight ahead of me, I was determined to press on. But then,
keep going, buddy.
My companion halted.
Now we're going to stop here.
And refused to keep going, just as the sun was beginning to warm us up. So I continued the rest of the way alone. I was looking for a bird, a very rare bird local to this area. The Caucasian Snowcock, like a large mountain chicken whose call echoes eerily through the valleys. I took a moment to listen and scan the mountain ridges where it is most likely to be seen. Nothing yet. Having not eaten any breakfast, my plan was to have a quick look before heading back down into the village. But I couldn't help wondering if maybe the snowcock was just a little higher up the mountain, closer to the snow line of Mount Kazbek. A place I certainly was not prepared for. While I contemplated my decision, I explored the small church on the mountainside over Gergeti. Looking back at the church from the road between it and Mount Kazbek, I knew in my heart what I had to do. Climbing up the mountainside, the church was dwarfed by the backdrop of rock and snow, and And although my stomach growled and the wind was cold, I was exactly where I needed to be. Riding the updrafts of air, warmed by the sun-baked rock below, griffins can soar without a single wind beat for as long as an hour or two, their giant wings carrying them over 1,000 meters into the sky. Small hunters, meanwhile, stay closer to the ground. Just west of the church, the mountain is veiled in a thick golden blanket of autumnal silver birch. The sound of the wind rushes through their leaves. And to the west, the white peak of Mount Kazbek looms over it all. I continued to scan the windy ridges for potential snowcocks. But they were not the only mountain specialists living here on the foothills of Mount Kazbek. Buffeted by the relentless wind, Georgia's mountain horse breeds, like the Tushetian, are a national symbol of freedom and nobility, historically carrying knights into battle against oppressors and invaders. Donkeys, meanwhile, are somewhat less romanticized. Extremely hard-working and often abused, they have labored for humans for thousands of years. But now, their population is under threat, as demand for donkey meat products is growing. And a threat to donkeys is a threat to us. For without their support, millions of people worldwide will struggle to do the work these donkeys have always done. Higher up the mountain, the true scale of this climb became apparent, and the wind became almost unbearable. But the search for the snowcock continued. And while the wind tried its hardest to push me off the cliffs, somehow a tiny bird clung to a rock as if there was no wind at all. A northern wheatear. These birds thrive on high-altitude, windswept plains, scanning the slopes from their battered granite watchtowers. This one was about to begin its long migration south to sub-Saharan Africa, where it will cross both sea and desert along the way. Nearing the snowline, the wind forced me to seek refuge on the sheltered side of the ridge. Hungry and exhausted, I considered turning back, but I learned there was a shelter further up the mountain where I could rest and get something to eat. So I pressed on and finally reached the snow. But as Mount Kazbek watched on from a veil of cloud, I had also reached my limit. Frozen and physically unable to continue, the exhaustion proved too great. This was as far as I could go. On the wind, black kites were on their own journeys south. Some will go to Africa for the winter, others to Asia Minor or even India, following the same ancient flyways used from generation to generation. For some, the journey will take them up to 6,000 miles away. Oh God. Oh, it's cold. It's windy. I'm hungry. I haven't really seen too many birds today, but maybe I'll see one on the way down. Maybe. All I want is a Caucasian Snowcock. Just give me a Snowcock and I'll be happy. Is that too much to ask? Oh God. The next morning, a thick layer of cloud seeped into the valley. So, after the exhaustion of the previous day, I took the opportunity to spend some time with this view and embrace my last day in Kazbegi. disappeared through the cloud and melted it away, I decided to make my way down into Stepantsminda. Passing some locals along the way. Before ascending up the other side of the valley. To a small gully brimming with sea buckthorn. For small birds like mountain chiffchaffs. On the shady foothills of Mount Kuro, on the eastern side of Stepantsminda, the sea buckthorn thicket was a sanctuary for the tiny passerines of Kazbegi, including this specialty of the Caucasus. And another bird I'd long hoped to one day meet. A ring ouzel, a species of high-altitude thrush. But the mountain beckoned. And I didn't want to miss my chance of an early morning snowcock. But on my way up the slopes, I came across a man who felt the mountain needed its own jaunty theme tune, which he blasted from a speaker on his car bonnet, full volume. He played it 6 times on repeat, leaving behind the echoes of his speaker. The mountain's own echoes resonated in the deep open air. Another northern wheatear, or perhaps the same one, observed me closely from its rock, contemplating the meaning of my presence. Looking over a deep ravine, I scanned the rocky ridges and scree slopes for snowcocks. But the mountain was vast. This was a shy, perfectly camouflaged needle in a gargantuan haystack. But then I saw something. Not a snowcock, but something that appeared as if manifested from another world. Lammergeier, or bearded vulture. A dragon, dwarfing all other birds in these mountains. But still no snowcock. And now the clouds were gathering, rolling up the ravine, threatening to take away my chances of seeing one. High up the mountain, near its summit, far out of reach from the world below, black specks wheel in the thin air. Alpine choughs. This cold, bleak, beautiful, untouched realm is their domain. I wondered what secrets they would tell, if only they could tell them. By mid-afternoon, the clouds filled the ravine, reclaiming the secrecy of the mountain. My view was gone, and so was any hope of finding the Caucasian Snowcock. I was forced to leave. Jesus. Before the mountain became too dangerous. And just like that, it was over. I would return to Tbilisi the next morning having never seen the one bird I'd hoped to see. But I wasn't disappointed. Actually, I felt happy. Sometimes the mountain knows when its secrets need to remain secret. Sometimes it is a blessing to know your place in this world, to know you are not in control. So as I said goodbye to Kazbegi, I was thankful for all the things it had chosen to share. All the things it had chosen.
Adala vida,